Ikky, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. So first of all, big welcome to Panjab Radio.
Thank you. Thank you for Panjab Radio for having me.
Yeah, we are going to talk about She's the One because it's our track of the week. Before we get into that, we're going to talk a little bit about Foreign Records, which is your label. So you kicked off Foreign Records with Assi Nabbe with Gary Sandhu and Amrit Maan. Like, that's major deal getting,
Yeah.
two big artists to collab because you've worked with them separately. Like, you're the man behind like the Yeah Baby Refix and various
Right.
other big tracks. And
Right.
since then, you've done so many different tracks. Recent releases were like Ranje with Lavi Tibbi, and then
Mm.
Chauffeur with Diljit Dosanjh and Tory Lanez. And now She's the One by the late Soni Pabla.
Yeah.
Like, you've had quite a journey. How has it been for you?
It's just been like I don't know. I just feel like every year is kind of like a different me, just a different sound, and it's just like super cool to see where it goes. Like I don't got like a super long plan of doing all of this. I just like if I meet someone that like interests me, or this is the music I want to do from now on, or like this is what I've been hearing on I don't know the radio the whole time, and I want to start this. Like I just kind of like keep going for whatever could be like different for my own like career. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I don't necessarily like try to be different for like what everybody else is doing. Like you could have similarities. It's cool. It's okay. But like at least for my music, it's like I feel like I've done well just for the fact that like you could never play two songs together and say that they were both produced by me. You know what I'm trying to say? Like they just both
Yeah.
have different genres and vibes, and just like we're able to like I don't know do much more than what we were doing 5 years ago.
And with Foreign Records, what is your kind of vision or your goal?
My vision, like with foreign records, it's like for me, foreign records is like what Miami is like for Latin music, right? So like foreign records being out of Toronto, me being out of Toronto, it's kind of like me trying to like push Punjabi music to like this like world level stage. I'm not the only one doing it. You know what I'm saying? You got AP Delon, you got Karnazda, you got Doji, like you know what I'm saying? Like now things are getting into the global, level of things. And for me to be a Canadian kid, like obviously I really want to be, a Canadian star, an American star. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like that's what foreign it, like that's why it's called foreign, right? So it's like FOREIGN, and like if I spell it out like that, it's like it's for everybody. It's not just for Punjabi people. It's not just for white people. It's not it's for everybody that like we can all enjoy some type of music coming out of foreign records.
So we are going to talk about She's the One as well, which obviously
Yeah.
has Soni Pabla's vocals. Before we get into that, so I want to know, like, what were your favorite songs by Soni Pabla?
like Panjeb Yaar ਦੀ ਬੂਹੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਖੜੀ ਖੜੀ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਤੱਕਦੀ ਦਿਲ ਤੇਰਾ ਵੀ ਡਰਦਾ ਦਿਲ ਮੇਰਾ ਵੀ ਡਰਦਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਵੀ ਡਰਦਾ ਬੋਲੀ ਪਾਉਣੀ ਪੈਣੀ ਏ I don't know ਸੋਹਣੇ ਉਹ ਨਾਰਾਜ਼ ਕੀਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ
Yeah.
like that guy like for I don't know about like people in you're from England, right?
Yeah.
Right. But like, so I don't know about people in England or like India or like I don't know, even other parts of like Canada, but like Sony Baba was huge for us because like he was from Toronto, right?
Yeah.
So he was like the first person to kind of like put Toronto on the map, and then he passed away, right?
Yeah.
It's like my mom and dad went to his funeral. The guy who shot the video for me, Revive Films, Amritin, his
Yeah.
neighbor was Soni Pablo. So there was so much like just
Okay.
like we all connected to him whether we knew him or didn't. You know what I'm trying to say? So it was like I mean I was like 5 years old at that time. I obviously didn't know him. Right. So but just being a fan of him for years, like I used to DJ weddings and stuff. Like and like that or even if I perform on stage now, like I always play Panjeb Yaar. These just really one of those songs that just live on forever.
Yeah. So what type of influence has he had on you as like an artist, as a producer?
Well, for me, like from him to me, it's kind of like the inspiration of like, we come from a very like, how do I say it? We from a very gloomy city, a very dark city, a very cold city. You know what I'm saying? But like he made he was able to make music that was like making people feel good. You know what I'm trying to say? And that's
Yeah.
why like 16 years later, this song makes me feel good too, or other people makes them feel good too. Um, Otherwise, like, like from our city, most of the artists we get, The Weeknd, Drake, whoever it is, it's very dark music, right? And like that kind of stuff, like I'm a fan of to listen to.
Yeah.
However, I'm not so big of a fan of like putting that stuff out there, like dark stuff, because I just like at least at the moment just want to have like happiness around,
Yeah.
and like so when I was like in this whole wave of like you mentioned Ranjay and Magical Love and all those kind of stuff, the
Yeah.
perfect one to be a part of that was, a Soni Pabla song, because anything like for me, like I made a post as well as like, and even 15 years ago when Soni Pabla was alive, all of his music was like respectful and like loving and just fun, right?
Yeah.
So to bring that kind of back 16 years later, like it's important to me. Like at first it was for me to be happy, and then once I shared it, I guess other people are happy,
Yeah. And
yeah,
let's talk about She's the One. So Soni
yeah,
Pabla passed away in 2006. These vocals are from like years and years ago, around about 16 years ago, I'm assuming. Do you have a
yeah.
rough do you have a rough idea of when, like what year he recorded the vocals?
No, now that you've asked me, like, interesting enough, like, I will ask the question as well. You know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
to get some information on it. But uh, they're definitely 16 years old for sure. That's one thing
Mm.
we know.
Yeah.
But it's just like that's the cool thing about like music is what people don't understand is like artists from back then, artists now, like the biggest thing is like great artists just like make a lot of music, just record. It doesn't have to come out, you know what I'm saying? Just like this one never came out, right?
Yeah.
But there's always they've got a feeling that they're trying to write down on this paper, record it in front of a mic, like it's meant to come out, but like when it comes out, it just you kind of just never know, right? So I'm honestly to begin with, and like anything about Sony Pablo, like I'm just like really grateful for the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Like that, it's been 16 years and you didn't give the vocals to nobody else. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it feels good to be on that side of things. Like I've worked, I worked really hard like my last couple of years of like producing, where I'm just like I don't need the fame and stuff like that. I just want to be like respected. You know what I'm saying? Like I just I'm a young kid, so I just want people to respect me. You know,
Yeah.
so I get this respect really allowed me to do something like touch Sony Pablo's vocals. Otherwise, if people didn't respect me, if the audience was, if I was just kind of different, like whatever type of guy I was, like and, Sony Pablo's family wouldn't be happy giving me his vocals, right? If you
Yeah.
have a bad name, you put a bad name on the person you're working with, right? So that's what it is.
Okay. Talking about the song, so how did the song actually happen?
Legit, I just like one day I came, I don't know where it was, I don't know. I definitely came back from a different country. Like I was back and I was like, what do I do? Like, I hadn't made Magical Love yet, I hadn't made Ranji yet, I think, and I was just like listening to Sony Pablo one day, and I was just like, I wonder if there's something left. Like, this is not Chumkila. This is not 25 years ago where it's like harder to get things.
Yeah.
But I was like, let me give it a shot. So I knew the owner of like his vocals, right? Like when we grew up, the shop the shop was called Planet Records, and me and my brother used to go there. Remember that I used to buy records there. This was in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy was like the label manager of like Sony Pabla, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just remembered kind of from there, found his contact, and I was just saying, hey man, you got any Sony Pabla vocals? And he's like, yes, I do. And so he sent me a bunch. Most of them were released, some of them were unreleased, and I just kind of like sat there, went through them. I actually went through like maybe 7, 8 of them, like songs that are even out, trying to find the right song I want to do. And then when I found this, um, like it just sounded really right. At that time, I was also listening to The Weeknd a lot. Um, so I like took that Feel It Coming beat and put the She's the One vocals on it, and like just it sounded super sick. So I sent that reference around like to my managers, to my producer Millen, like my cousins and stuff like this. hey guys, check it out, So once everyone's like, all right, cool, this was like a vibe, like then I like, went to my producer, we sat together, we made the song in like 5 hours, like legit, and once we made it, just I heard it back for like, I don't know, I've been hearing this thing for like 7, 8 months now, right? And it finally came out. So it's been a long process, but a nice one, a good one.
Yeah. And so one thing that we have been talking about is the fact is the music video. So Canada really showed up for this music video. That's one thing I have to say.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We've got like the likes of Tasha, Signature by SP, Palwan, Karan Aujla, just to name a few in this same music video. So how did you go about that?
No, honestly, that's what, like I told you, it's a respect thing, right? Like for me, it's like I respect all these guys, they respect me. But now we have, a senior inside the game. Now we have like someone that we all respect. Like we all looked up to Soni Pabla, right?
Yeah.
So there was no one in the video. Like if like when Tesher knew oh, I'm doing a Soni Pabla record, and told him it was like, oh, she's in a Soni Pabla record. When Garden heard it, it was like, that's crazy. What a record. When Signature Best we heard it and Pavan heard it, like that was like crazy for them. So it wasn't like me sitting there like, yo, can you give me a cameo? It was like, no, they love the song, right? And like that like, I'm not gonna say Canada showed up, like we did, but most like, but like it's just like a proud feeling for the community, because like a lot of like for me as well, like after like the last couple months, everything's been a little shifty in the Punjabi music industry, and for me, like it's since I was like 17, I had Diamond, right? So like since then, like I just been like this little kid who just kind of likes have fun and like just like make friends and like just be cool. Right. So like that music video was kind of like that, like, where it's just like, yo, we're all just friends. Like, there's no competition here. There's no, what I'm saying? We're all like, having fun and like just trying to promote this whole Punjabi music thing, and like that's what the video was, man. I appreciate you liking the video, man, because the video was just like a big part of the song. Like I feel like if the song didn't have that video, if it had like some other sort of like artificial video, like it wouldn't give the same effect that it does now,
A lot of the things in the video, just like the basic dancing around, I think all of us have been doing it when we've been listening to the song.
Right. That's what, like, anytime I'm in the studio, like, if it's that good of a song, like when we made this song, it's like, I want to get up and just like start dancing. Us Toronto guys is like, geez, like, we just started like, we're something else, right? So, like, for me, it was like, what if I show everybody else, like the whole world, that, oh, we're just dancing, we're just having fun, like,
exactly.
I think me personally, 10 out of 10 times I've watched a video like that, like where you see someone else happy, like
it
genuinely
makes
happy.
You happy, yeah.
It makes you happy, right? So I was just like, why not try it for once? If it doesn't work out, like, I mean, fine, like we messed it up for our project, right? But like, it was worth a try, and I think we did good.
I think you did good too.
Yeah.
And with the music video, was there anyone that was kind of like difficult to get a hold of while you were like doing
man,
stuff?
you gotta, like, these people, like, everybody's my friend, man. That's the thing. Like, I go in there to make music for sure. Like, like I'm there to, up my career, up your career. Let's all be like, business minded and stuff. But like at the end of the day, I'm just, we're all just friends to each other. So like, sharing songs. That's one of the things that like, brought me together with this song as well, with Soni Pabla's song as well. It's like sharing these songs, sharing this song, and like, like, hey, do you like this song? Like we're at the studio. Hey, do you like this song? You know what I'm saying? And then sitting there and be like, this is the concept. Do you want to be a part of it? And there was no like, or scratching heads or nothing. It was like, for you and Soni Pabla, let's do it. So that's awesome. That's awesome to know that I have that hold on the industry as well.
Yeah, of course you do. And talking about the song, so why is it called She's the One? Who came up with the name, first thing?
I come up with all the names. I was just like, I forgot who I was telling one of my buddies here in Udi that I am, I don't know, the best at finding names. Like, just for me, like, I feel like I want like the listener to not only like, you know, hear the song, watch the video, like it's the every little aspect, you know, like what part of the song are you listening to when you open it on Instagram? Like, you know, when the meme pages like posted and stuff, like what part is it? You know, because like that's gonna attract them the most, like those 10 seconds or those 15 seconds. So that was the thing with the title as well, where I'm like what's something that like guys wanna say but sometimes don't say. Like, you know, it's just think.
Because you don't like talking about your feelings, we know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So guys don't like
Yeah.
talking about feelings. So I was like, what's something that we just want to say? Like sometimes like, or like, it's not that what we want to say. Or what does our lady want to hear? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's my woman want to hear? Sometimes she just don't. You know, like for me, those are the little things. Like, you
Yeah.
know, Panjeb Yaar, some like those just like little things. So like when I heard this song, like I was like, oh, this is about like admiring her like beauty and what she looks
Yeah.
like, right? So I was like, oh yeah, that'd be cool, like for me to call her she's the one, you know, for her to feel like, you know, like for any woman to feel like, oh, like it's about me. You know, it's
Yeah.
for everybody. It's for the song is for every guy to sing to their girl and every girl to I don't know sing to it with their guys.
To sing to
Sing
themselves,
to
yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, okay, I'm gonna ask you a bit of a cheeky question. Because you called it
Yeah.
She's the One, have you found the one?
Nah. I'm way too young for all of that, man. Like, you know, I'm just like man like Ikky makes music and you know that's it. Like, I'm not. I haven't found the one yet, but I'll tell Panjab Radio once I do.
Okay, we'll be waiting on you
Yeah,
for that one. You worked with, is it Milano is his name? Is that how you say it?
Milano, yeah.
So yeah, so working with Milano, who is, he's not of Indian descent at all, is completely
Yeah,
fresh, like fresh
yeah.
ears, does not know who Soni Pabla is that much, as much as you do. How does he kind of help, like having him in the studio, help you?
You know the crazy thing about Milano? I call him Milan, but yeah, the world calls him Milano. He's he's weird. You know what I'm saying? He's just a weirdo. Like, you know, like we did Ranjit together as well. Me and him, we
Yeah,
did Ranjit together. Um, and he's done that like two Doljit songs with me as well. Like it's crazy. Like it's he's one of those people like that just loves music, right? He's done like K-pop and stuff. He's done like all types of stuff, you know. So
mm-hmm.
like with me and him, like we just have like a funny relationship where it's all just like you know messing about and just you know having fun. But like he just understands music, and the thing, my like analogy, not my analogy, but my theory, like with music is like us as like you know Punjabi people, we've got the sare gamas and the rags and stuff, and we hear it one way, and it's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
But when we show the same composition, melody, or whatever it is to like you know someone like Melon, who's you know just super white, you know he 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 like hears it a different way than we do. Like just like by default, like his chords and his notes that he wants to use are different. They make
Yeah,
more sense than probably even I would make it. Like
mm-hmm.
my chord structure, like so that like kind of makes it sound like there's like in the song she's the one I really got to prove that this doesn't sound too unfamiliar to you. Like the sound, it's not like oh they took Justin Bieber beat and put Soni Pabla on it. It sounds
Mm-hmm.
like Justin Bieber just sang in Punjabi. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like there's just like
Yeah,
little pockets of things where it's like, oh, this is not like you to me, but this is also not like this is also not something I've heard. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of like you get stuck in between this like, oh, I just love the song. That's it. I can't
yeah.
explain it. But that's the sick thing about Millen. Like me and him work on, you know, most of the artists that I tag every year, like you know, to what we're doing next. Like he's in that process 90% of the time. You know, he's just that great. He's just that great.
And
If you notice, like if you notice in the video, like he's just like singing in the video, like to the lyrics.
oh yeah, he is
Even in the
vibing.
yeah, if you watch Ranjay video, he knows word to word, and it's crazy. Like he's just like we were in a session, one of our artists, and just a huge session, maybe like 15 guys there, and like Millen is a Panjabi artist, right? And then Millen's hearing it, and like the artist is messing it up, right? And then it goes like, say it like this, and he sang it in Punjabi, and everyone like looked at each other like, what the hell is that? You know what I'm saying? Like,
So talking about She's the One, was there
mm,
any kind of pressure as well? Because you've got these vocals of this person who's no longer here from like 16 years ago, and you have to like obviously do right by their family as well. Make sure it kind of is there a kind of pressure?
you know what? Like when I was making the record last year, like in winter last year, like there wasn't like I didn't feel like I was in some sort of pressure because I was like not yet thinking about releasing it. I was just making it, right? But you know, we made the video and stuff, cool, like no pressure. And then like legit on the day of the release, like Thursday late evening, I'm like, damn, bro, like a couple hours this thing's gonna be out, and like, what if people just don't like it, you know? And and it's a double like bust because it's like this person is not alive, you know. If you mess it up, like you gotta like drop another Diljit song to make up for it. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta drop like Diljit's biggest song ever to make up for like the damage being done because it's an emotional thing, right?
Yeah, of course.
It's an emotional connection, right?
Yeah.
So there was a lot of pressure that night, but you know, I didn't like call anybody and get reassured or something like you know things are gonna be all right. But what all I remember next day when I woke up, it was the next year, like the second day after release.
Yeah.
The manager of Soni Pabla, he calls me and he's like, you know, the whole team that used to work around Soni Pabla, so like the producers, the writers, the managers of the record label side of guys that he's like, yo, they all called me, you know, they're saying this response is great, like the song is really good. And the sisters called me, it's like Sony Baba's like sisters, sons messaged me and stuff. Like it was just like, you know, it was like a beautiful turnout, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that we were able to do something. And like it's always good to be nervous, man. I really think it's always good to be nervous because like if you're nervous, like the second day, third day later when you're reassured that now you did good, like
Yeah.
you know you just feel a bit better than you maybe would have felt about that comment. But it's crazy, man. Like for the love of Soni Pablo, it's not even that my song is great or something, but for the love of Soni Pablo, like no one wrote a bad comment, no one left a bad taste. Like it's amazing to see how this all came together. Like I had thought like this was just another release, as in like when the people are gonna react to it. You know the trolls. You know they get
Yeah,
at
of
you.
course.
You know they all want to like Paji like justice. No, not you know what I'm saying. Like just a lot of Paji and then hate, right? So like I was expecting a little bit of all you know a bit of everything, but nah, it's like it's been about 13, 14 days now, and it's just been like really, really good, positive like feedback. So I'm really happy about that.
How do you actually deal with like trolls and hate?
I don't deal with them. That's just the thing.
Do you
Like,
just kind of
like
ignore it? You're just like, eh.
yeah, you know what? You know what? For me, it's like I know like sometimes I hear someone's album and I'm like, yo, that's whack too, right? Like, yeah, sometimes I hear like you know we might listen to someone else's track and be like, that's whack. It's just that we don't write it, you know. But it's the same. Like for me, it's like it's alright. If someone doesn't think my music is great, like if like I dropped a song and it got 1,000 views and there's 1,000 bad comments on it, then I should like totally assess my whole like trajectory of life and just like I don't know, go into welding or something, right? But you know, but like if it's one two people, man, it's everyone's opinion to like or not like your song, right? You can't force someone to like your stuff. Like it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
You know, like that's why like for me it's like it's cool. Like if you don't like my stuff, it's okay. Like hopefully the next song I do, you know, that one makes you happy, and then it also pisses off five other people, right? So it's good. It's like it's a way to build more fan base, you know. But it's awesome. No, like trust me, like that's that one thing. Like I've just been really like keen forward to is like just I don't need no bad taste. Like less people can know me, but like whoever knows me, it's like yo, we all love each other, we're all a family, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were talking about your next song. So
Mm-hmm.
obviously I'm gonna ask you, like, what's happening for you next? Like, what are we gonna hear Ikky on next? And Foreign Records, like what are they doing?
So like I got like hold on, because I don't know in what order this is coming out in.
Okay.
But um All I can say, like honestly, these songs, like two of them are like I don't know, a year and a half old. But like I've been fighting for a year and a half to get the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Like just
Yeah.
like like the kind of song, one of the songs that just got, there was like relationship problems and stuff like within me and the artist. Like that's what I mean. And like
Yeah.
so that pushed stuff, and then once it came back, then it became like let's make the song bigger. I don't know how to feature, like, and then like, let's go shoot a big video, like, so that one just took a lot of time, but it's my favorite song. That should be out like in a month and a half, we're like just going through the video reviews right now. But I think the next like until the end of the year, like I have a pretty solid year, like I've got some good names, some good records, and just like I don't know, just like foreign records and Ikky just doing it right now.
Yeah, but you're not gonna drop any names, yeah?
No, I can't. No, I wouldn't want anybody else to come up on Panjab Radio and drop my name, until it's out in the world. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah, I get
just
you.
kind of like that.
Yeah, I get you with that one. Best wishes to you on all of your upcoming songs.
Appreciate that.
Lots of luck. We're looking forward to hearing you.
Nah, thank you.
ਜਿਹੜੀ ਦੰਦਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੀਵ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਹੱਸਦੀ ਓ ਕੁੜੀ ਜਾਵੇ ਕੱਢਦੀ ਕਾਲਜਾ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਦੰਦਾਂ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੀਵ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਹੱਸਦੀ ਓ ਕੁੜੀ ਜਾਵੇ ਕੱਢਦੀ ਕਾਲਜਾ